Hi everybody, how are you doing? Um, just waiting for Studio at TCS to just drop a comment and then I will add her. Just waiting for Studio by TCS to send me a request. Say hi, Studio by TCS. Hi, Shola Kitchen. Hello, Ariana. That's my niece. Okay, I'm not sure where Studio by TCS is. Hey, Studio by TCS, Seher, shoot me a message. Waiting and dating. Seher, where you at, girl? Kiran Tariq has sent a request, but still no Studio by TCS. Wow. Seher, if you're there, you've got to send a request, love, to join live. Ah, there you go. You have to send a request. Okay, I'm going to add her. Go live. They are here. It's now just waiting for her to arrive. Connecting, it says. Hi, Seher. Got you at last.
Hi, Bina.
How are you doing, boo?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am good. It's hot. No?
I put on contacts for you today.
Did you? Oh, wow. So it's I'm getting
The first time since lockdown.
I love it. I think that's awesome. So I'm
Yeah.
extremely naked, face-wise, not clothes-wise. And I was keen to sort of show everybody a quick hair as we chat, just how they can quickly do their hair for an Eid type situation. But why don't you tell them a little bit about you guys? You're still delivering in this time?
Sure. So actually, Studio by TCS, we got in touch with Bina because we actually wanted to collaborate with Bina about an Eid look, right? And I know people aren't celebrating Eid, but we will have those Zoom calls as well where we want to look nice. It's always nice to, look a little pretty even on Zoom. So I think on Eid, that's what we thought that, it's a nice idea to have Bina to create a sort of a soft Eid look for us. So this is what we're doing, and we have some giveaways as well this time from Selena Cosmetics and designed by Amna. And we are going to be giving three lucky winners these giveaways. What you'll have to do is you'll have to recreate these looks, send them to Bina, and we're going to choose winners from there. And it would be nice if you get to follow Studio by TCS and Bina as well. So Bina, thank you so much again. I'm really looking forward to this because I myself have never been able to get sort of that soft peachy look as well. It always becomes too pink with me.
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those looks which everybody wants to do, and you think that it's going to be so nice. And it's quite tricky on lacy skin to achieve it, I find, no? Like we can look quite sort of green around the lips if we're doing like a peachy lipstick. By the way, here's a little cheat I was just wanting to show everyone. If you're having a bad hair day or a rush and you have like 2 seconds before, grab a curling tong and just do this front section. Like I'm just wrapping it around the tong. And when you are sort of on camera, you suddenly look like super polished just with like 1 or 2 bits of hair. So everybody, I think, is not realizing the cheats. Like I know there's the people who are like Christopher Reeve's son got caught without his trousers on. He was in his running shorts. So it's not as scandalous as it sounds. he was going for a run right after his transmission. So he was trying to be time efficient. So he got into his, running shoes and his shorts, and then suit jacket, and went live and was like, yes, the coronavirus numbers and this, that, the other. And because he was reporting from home, so he'd sort of done this, but not realized that you could see some of his thighs. So
Oh
he's
God.
like, oh, the joke's on me, you know?
Yeah.
That
So
I,
actually, even I'm wearing my pajamas.
are you?
Yes. And
Okay.
I always do this because, you just have to dress to like top up and
You guys, okay, I am dressed all the way down to my shoes because what if the camera falls?
that's true. I did not think of that, Bina. You're the more organized and,
I'm not organized.
smart one.
But I would just say that my camera, my phone, often likes to just slide out of the phone clip and fall. It's crazy. So yeah. So let's recap for these guys. So we have these three beautiful Indian embroidery dupattas. Am I right? They're like
Mm-hmm.
dupatta
Yes.
pieces, which they can win for Eid. Um, Even if they're going nowhere, chalo, you can still, drape it over yourself for your Zoom appearance with your family. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think
And
it's like you can wear that dupatta even if it's on like FaceTime or, WhatsApp videos or Zoom, you can wear it and still, look nice.
yeah, totally. I agree with you. And then we're getting lovely Selena, who I adore so much. Selena is also going to be donating 5 products. So I haven't tried Glow Melt yet, but Natasha keeps saying that she loves it. Like it gets all her makeup off super duper fast. So I feel like Glow Melt is something that people may really enjoy. Like if you're a makeup wearer, apparently it gets your makeup off really quickly. So I think that's something that people will be excited to have. So what you guys have to do to win this is you have to recreate the look that we're about to do and send it to me, DM it to me. And the 3 best recreations, we're going to send you, what are we sending them? We're sending them a product by Selena and one of these dupattas by
One of
Amna.
the so it's Indian embroidered dupattas. They're really pretty. It's all hand embroidery. I have one of those. I don't wear dupattas that much, but I always tend to, gravitate towards these dupattas because you can wear this with anything at all. Like anything white, any plain color, wear it. It just picks up the outfit. It looks really lovely.
What I'm finding really interesting is, I mean, it's hard to believe that there are weddings and we go out and all of that seems like so super far away now. But what I really liked seeing recently is because of this ghagra choli dupatta. Now, whether it's a very revealing ghagra choli, I've seen many ghagra cholis which are like long sleeves, high neck, and they meet the ghagra. So it's not like all ghagra
Yeah.
cholis are completely. But if you got it flaunted, and people do those beautiful, like the Indian ones, which is you tie with a doori at the back, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
fits like a glove, and your back looks like muscular and strong. And if you've got nice flat abs, hey ho, why not, right? So I noticed people are mixing and matching though, because your choli, your ghagra, and your dupatta. Uh, I'm noticing people are coming to the salon, they're getting their makeup done, not the brides obviously, but like, the
Yeah.
people who are attending the wedding, and they're like, so I'm wearing this red with this gold. Should I do a green dupatta? Should I do a blue dupatta? Or I got a green ghagra. Should I do the green ghagra with a red dupatta? So people are treating them like separates, which I think is really cool to see. So I guess these dupattas, and they're on a white base and they're very colorful. So you can wear them, I'm
Yeah.
sure, with a lot of different colors.
So actually, there's some comments coming in. We do deliver worldwide, guys, but the only thing about Eid is we will try to deliver it to you before Eid, but there's no guarantee because every country has different rules and regulations about shipping these days. Sometimes a package goes to a country where the package has to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. So we can't promise, We will deliver it to you, but if you're living outside Pakistan, I cannot promise you that it'll reach to you before Eid. So that just want to clarify that.
Right. So we hope we get it to you before Eid, but
Yeah,
I don't think any of us can be sure of anything right now, no? I think we're pretty
absolutely.
clueless on what's going on in the world. Not one of us is, there's no certainty.
I
But
know.
that being
You know,
said,
but
I
with Eid,
think,
I try to keep. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, yeah.
No, I'm saying Eid is very special, so I try to tell people as well that look, I can't guarantee like anything. I can't guarantee the delivery for Eid as such right now, especially for international customers, just because, like you said, we don't know. I don't know the rules, regulations. It's changing every day for separate different countries. You know.
So for right now, it's not like it's only um, essential things that move. I mean, I'm noticing I've got makeup delivered. I've got a bunch of things that have come in. So I'm assuming that it's not only essentials that are going around. Yeah,
No, yeah, now it's a little more relaxed and you can send out non-essential stuff as well. But I mean, at the same time, like, um, we're trying to, at least at studio, have people on rotation, just try to maintain social distancing, whatever you can do. We're trying to do that right now.
makes sense. Okay, so guys,
So, Bina, a lot of people are asking that you're in white and you wear black a lot. So,
so
what is
today I
the.
thought I would do white because okay, here's the level of superstitiousness in my family and the level of training that I have. That in my family, you can't wear black to a wedding. You can't
Yeah.
wear black on Eid. And even though it's not Eid, but because we're doing an Eid look, I not only didn't dare to wear black, I thought, okay, we'll do white. And it's like a shalwar kameez, guys, with embroidery and stuff. So I'm like, pretend Eid mode today. That's what's happening here.
Oh wow, I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
wish now I had also worn something. But I'm also gonna recreate this look and send a picture to
Okay. And Studio by TCS, they might send you something.
you. Yeah.
Okay, so should we crack on with the look?
Yes, please.
Yes? Okay. So the thing that I was interested to talk about today, which I think is something a lot of us struggle with, is I think we all really want to wear peachy tones, like that peachy lip, that peachy cheek. We don't quite know how to get it wrong. And what I noticed a lot is that girls tend to do like this very, like, I don't know the English word for it. Like so there's some things that can only be described in Urdu, and I think of it as like a patawa orange, like a really too vibrant sort of orange. So girls will pick this kind of color up, oop, or drop that kind of color. They'll pick up like a super duper bright color unnecessarily, I feel, because they think when they put it on the skin, oh, I'll put it on lightly. But the reality is that there's no such sort of thing as, like, a tone is a tone. So you want to try and get yourself a tone that really works for you. So this kind of really bright peach is quite hard to carry off. Similarly, in blushes, I've noticed that people also pick up, let me just show you. Now, sadly, I can't do as much shopping as I'd like, so usually I would buy new things to show people, but, we are where we are. So this is a Body Shop blush, which I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah. So I feel like these are the tones that people pick up. They put them, and same goes for the lips. I think they buy things like this and think that,
Yeah.
oh, I can just put this on and it's going to be great. But the reality is that these colors are really quite hard to carry off. You have to dilute them a little bit. So for example, I've not powdered my base. I put concealer and just a really pika lipstick because I wanted to show you guys a few tricks about how you can sort of even get into making your cheeks quite beautiful. So I'm going to start. So we've done a concealer, which if you haven't, quickly get your concealer and your base on while I talk you through what we're going to be doing. But the live will be available for 24 hours. Am I right?
Yes,
So
24 hours. And then we'll try to put it on our news feed as well, so you guys can always come back and watch it.
right. Okay, I see it froze for a second. Is it okay for everybody?
Yeah, now.
Okay. Alrighty, so here's how we're gonna go. Now you guys tend to think that this color, which is Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color, and the color is, where is it written? Flirtation, number 620. I'm just gonna swatch it on my hand for you to see that this is the kind of color I find girls buy, and they think if I put this on my skin, that's gonna be fine. But the reality is you can't. You can't wear something like that. So what you'll have to do in lips is you're going to have to back it with a brown. I keep showing you guys this lip color. It's what I'm wearing now. It's a very nude desi brown. You don't want to wear it on its own because as you can see, I think I look pretty washed out. But what this color, so it's NYX Lip Lingerie in number 18. And I've seen this on the Raz, so I think you guys can order this in. So it's number 18. If you back your lips with this kind of brown and then work peach into it, then you're going to have a more successful run of it. So I'm just going to put the brown next to that orange so they can see that. So there's your bright orange and your brown. Now I don't want everybody to get obsessed with what is the name, what is the brand, what is the... I want you to look at the kind of color I'm talking about because you can find this orange and this brown surely in any brand, right? So don't get hung up on consa number, consa... Well, I want you to think about what is the color we're talking about. And you know, you'll find this kind of orange and brown, I'm sure, in your drawer. It doesn't have to be the orange and brown that I found in my drawer. You'll find these two tones for sure in your drawer. Am I wrong?
What you're saying is always have like somewhat of a brown base as well with these orange, right?
For sure. Because if you put this orange straight on your mouth, weirdly, your pigmentation around your mouth looks like pretty bad. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you was for your lips, of course, this is the theory. But when you come to cheeks, there's another theory, which is you can get yourself, you know, a nice cream blush. So this is Inglot, which is, I don't know if they're open or delivering or if they do deliver. I'm not 100% sure about that. But Inglot do these cream blushes. This is number 91 for anybody who's particularly interested. And it's this kind of peach. Now, this kind of peach is definitely going to be more successful on your skin than that kind of color. But if you have this color, don't throw it away. I'll show you how to use it, okay? So first and foremost, I thought I'll show you how a cream blush works in your skin, yeah? I don't think many people use cream blushes, but I think they're a really great secret weapon. My skin...
I always use a cream blush, Bina, but I tend to go for more pink ones. So should I be changing that to peach?
No, not at all. I think pink is, look, personally, the lip color that I do on a daily basis is I try to match the inside of my lip. So that sort of pinky, kind of purpley tone, I think, that cool pinky brown, I think you want to be doing that for your day-to-day. Peach is a, I don't really think peach is a day-to-day look, to be honest. I think pink is a day-to-day look because you want to think if you've worked out and your skin has flushed, what does that look? Because that's when you're sort of at your peaky, healthiest. I mean, not in like summertime heat. Let's say in the wintertime when you go for a walk in General Park. and your skin flushes. That color.
So, yeah.
That's the color we're talking about. Okay, so I'm dying to do my cream blush so I can powder my base because my skin has been reacting to all of this makeup, which it is not used to. And I'm desperate to cover it up. I'm so conscious. Okay, so I'm going to show you this cream blush, but I'm going to show you a hack because cream blushes can be really strong. And I think that's where people can sometimes get a bit afraid of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out a little bit of the cream blush. And you can see there's a browner base to it. There's a browner base. It's more pica, it's more pastel than that initial one that I seem to have rubbed off on my white clothes. That's another reason why you never wear white as a makeup artist. You know it's going to be multicolored by the end of the day. Okay, so that was your initial orange. You want to aim for things more like this. I find girls tend to buy this and they think halka lagaungi to sahi hoga. But color to color hai. It's got there these pigment particles. Less pigment particles won't make the pigment particles lighter. They'll just be still this tone. So you want to find yourself a better tone. So suppose you had that and now you don't know what to do with it. The trick is, of course, to just have a neutral lipstick that you can mix into it. So we'll get to that later. But in the meantime, this cream blush, which even for me, I think would be like a lot. So what I like to do is I like to take a foundation, any foundation that you use for your warm scalp. And anybody who watches my lives knows, I use True Match, Golden Sand all the time. So here, I'm not really looking at the comments. So do let me know if anybody is sort of needing any answers to anything in particular.
Okay. One of the questions was they were asking whether you should put orange first on your lips or brown. Like,
brown.
You have to.
We'll get to the lips. We'll get to the lips.
Okay.
So we're starting from the beginning where we put our concealer, we put our liquid foundation, no powder yet. Okay?
Okay.
I've taken some cream blush and I've added some warm foundation to it. I'm going to mix this together. And that is going to create a peach that is going to sit happily on my skin. It's not going to be so foreign to my skin color that it's like, what's she doing? Okay. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. People always ask what brushes are. This is M536. Okay, it's just a soft, it's like a foundation application brush. I'm just going to dip it slightly into here, just a little bit. And don't put it right on the apple because that looks like you're overheated. You don't want to look overheated in life, right? So what you want to do is, so here's your apple. You want to come just behind it. And then you can softly bring it just a smidge forward. So you can see even just a little bit goes. So I'm just kind of patting like that, very lightly. Because you're going to put blush afterwards too. But the thing with cream blush is, and if you're a cream blush user, you'll agree with me, there's something about the way it goes into your base and into your skin, which is really quite...
It just sort of blends automatically sometimes. I don't know what it is. It's just,
Well, because it's cream, so the heat of your skin will allow it to sort of just melt the pigment right into your skin. So you can see with minimal effort, we've already got a little bit of peach going on. Now, I won't go too far right now because I don't want to get too orange. I can always build after powder. So what I'm going to do now is, there are a lot of blushes. This is one of my favorite things. It's called Extra Dimension Blush from MAC. Okay. And what that means is it's just not a plain matte blush. It's got a little bit of hint of shimmer to it. And what's nice about that is instead of sealing your cheeks with powder that's matte, you can seal your cheeks with a little bit of like a shimmering blush. So if you look at this MAC blush, it's called MAC Extra Dimension Blush in Fairly Precious. Okay, and so you've got the name, but what you need to do is find a version of this in what you have. I, for example, can find a version of this as an eyeshadow. I can find a version of this in some blush thing. I can take a peachy blush and a highlighter, crush them up, mix them together, and I'll create that. So always think of your makeup as components that you can mix around. But here it is in a pot, and you can see this has got, it's basically a peach blush with a little bit of a gold highlighter mixed in. So with that same brush, what I can do then is I can seal my cream blush with this. Just a little bit.
So, someone is asking Bina the difference between warm shades and cooler ones for foundation as well.
So if you just literally Google warm tones, cool tones, it'll come up. But if I can find it in a second, I will show you in some face powders how that works. I hope so. Is it the right one? Nope. Is it the next one? Also no? No, it was the right one. Okay. So here's an example. Cool toned contours. So when you're sort of contouring your nose, or indeed if you're doing a look that is thanda, you've done like a purpley pink aubergine lip, you got a cool chocolate brown, like think more dark chocolate and less like a reddish chocolate is not where you're not a reddish chocolatey brown, you're talking like a gray brown. So when you say cool tones, you mean gray browns. Warm tones, you mean like maroony browns almost, right? Or camel browns. So this, for example, is a cool tone contour. It's like a greyish color, right? So I would use this. A few looks ago, I did like a deep purple lip and a shimmering white eye and a dirty pinky cheek. So I used this with those tones. But if you're doing peach, now this has no place in this color palette, right?
Yeah.
So you now want warmer tones for this. Okay, so I
Got
took
it.
that extra dimension blush and I tapped into it just a couple of times. And then I'm just gonna literally just lightly pat. Now, because my base has no powder, I can't drag my brush. I'll take my foundation with me, right? It's not sealed yet. So I'm feeding color directly into my base, which I think is something that people don't do enough. Why do you have to set it with powder and then set it with all of these powders and then melt them all down? So what I often like to do with highlighters and blushes is to go right into the base, but you couldn't do this because your foundation will come with you. It's going to drag. So what you want to do instead is to like little patting motions like you do with your beauty blender. You don't move your beauty blender like that, you bounce. Why? Because you're creating a smooth liquid base. Same goes for this. So you put the cream blush on and you just setting that in place. So you can see I've already got my peach on, right? But this I would say is still a bit patava, which is why I'm happy to do it before my powder, because once I powder this, it's going to become more pastel peach. And that's what we want to try and get to. It's like a pastel peach look. Yes?
Yeah. What was the MAC name again? A lot of people are asking that.
It is Fairly Precious, Fairly Precious Extra
Precious.
Dimension Blush. It's not the best peach blush in the world. And in fact, I in my hand is, I pulled a bunch up. So there's a Fenty Kilowatt, has a version in Girl Next Door, and what does it say? Chic?
Chic Freak, but with a PH.
Chic Freak, yeah. I was trying to read it backwards going, I do not recognize this word because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. Now you can see they've got a similar two-dimensional blush, extra dimension blush, but you can see one has got a more bronzy finish and one has got what I would call a more patava color. So I'm going to take that bronzy one, bronzier, see it's a bit stronger, and just, I'm going to contour with this. So my contour kind of gets taken care of with some blush. So this is all in your liquid foundation. Now we're going to powder, and you'll have some fun seeing what that does. I'm going to use a little highlighter straight onto the skin, which I also like to do. So again, Rodial, which is a slightly pricey product, I'm not going to lie. It's about, I think, 53 pounds or 55 pounds per. So it's not the cheapest product, like, no doubt, but it performs like a beast. Like, you need this much and you're done, okay? So the Rodial, it's such a good shimmer. It's really champagne-y, true champagne. Otherwise, I don't know about you, Sarah, I find often that these things are golden, and I don't necessarily love that all the time. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit, like, check it out, like halka. And I'm just going to hit like that top smiley bit of my face. Right? Don't go nuts.
So this brush that you're using, I have all these brushes, but sometimes I never understand. Like, so is this brush only for your cheeks, or?
I don't believe in this brush is for this. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I could have put my blush on with it. I could have put my glow on with it. I could have placed my initial foundation on with it. I could contour with it. Whatever. Stick it on your face. See what it hugs nicely, right? You feel me? Like, I think people think there are a lot of rules, and there are rules that will help you. There is some theory, but when it comes to tools, like, be creative. Use things in a way that you didn't think you were going to. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do, sort of within my base. Yes.
Your cheeks have completely popped now. It's looking nice already.
Okay, now I want to show you a
it.
little trick even with your face powders. I'm trying to keep the AC off as much as possible for better sound quality, guys. But I'm doing makeup, and it's now Karachi summer. So I'm not necessarily able to give you the silence that you would need, because my bass will melt as I'm doing it. But I hope the sound is okay, Seher? Like, not too noisy and AC?
It's good.
Good?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, everybody has a couple of face powders, I'm sure. I keep going on and on about this L'Oreal Infallible, which is my favorite Halka Pulka contour powder for the day. What I like about this is warm sand. What I like about this is it's kind of camel toned. Okay, and you can see that it's quite hard to come across that in Karachi. You know what I mean? You can find loads of ivory, but you can never find anything that's a nice warm tone, which, considering we're all a nice warm tone, really, really begs the question, like, why? Why do we not have foundation for our colors?
Yeah.
I usually have to go to London to get foundation for warmer skin. Okay.
Is it because people still have that idea of making it white still? Like, Yeah.
Ladies, we gotta get over that stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this warm face powder, yes, and I'm going to go over all of my warm areas of my face. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is just like any old this is like a Real Techniques little blush brush. I'm just going to go over with this. I'm going to go over this. So even with like face powders, you can contour. So that's how makeup artists used to do it. Like, before everybody got online and got interested in doing their makeup, we used to use rich face powders to contour. I used to use Smashbox wet dry foundation. I used to use it dry. It was this really rich set of colors. So I would go and buy warmer foundations to do this with. So I see nothing new for me to be using this feel like I might be getting blown out a little bit. So I'm just going to turn my light. Is that better? A little bit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Bina, just tell me, like, obviously all of us have different, even as Pakistanis, we have different shades, some are lighter, some are darker. But is the pigmentation of our skin the same, like for
I
everyone, no
think
matter
so.
what shade you are,
Yeah, I do think
right?
so. So, like for example, with MAC, they've got you convinced that you guys should be using like a NC, which is like, because you are warm, so you should use cool to neutralize your warm. I don't understand. It's yellow and it's gross. NC. But if you use NW, in fact, I have an NW here. Let me see if I can just show you what I mean. The NWs have got like a peachy warmth. So look, that's a really warm NW. Like a darker tone. This is like a lighter tone. But you can see that's more, there's no yellow to them. I don't know what I should be right here, but I'm not being able to find the NW medium, which means I must have just used it somewhere. So the NW has got a more desi tone, but we're like a peachy kind of color. So I don't understand why we all want to make ourselves either yellow or white, one or the other. Why not just honor the gorgeous sort of caramelly tones that you do have?
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Okay, I'm setting my concealer. So the way to set concealer is to look up like this, smooth those lines out, make sure there's nothing extra. Try not to make silly faces for the camera. But when you're at home, no one's watching, so do whatever you like. This is an area that everybody doesn't set properly. This is the area you want to really make sure you powder well. So if anything falls while you're doing your eye makeup, you can sweep it off really quickly. And you don't want lines. So now this should be fairly bulletproof. And I'm going to use just a big face brush now to powder everything. I'm using, I'll use the Body Shop face powder because you can get it here. Having said that, I can't see it. Here it is. Okay, so let's use the Body Shop face powder. I use the Body Shop loose powder in O2. I think, again, it's got a really nice Desi peach tone. And O3 has a really nice warmer Desi tone. Very nice, indeed. It gives you a nice tone. But you want to make sure to set your base really well so things don't move around. People will often say, oh, my base oxidizes, or, I can't powder because it makes me look so, cakey. But don't blame the powder. That means you put too much foundation. Put less foundation.
So how important is this powder part? Because Bina, to be honest, I always skip it because I'm just like, again, the same thing. And like, I feel like there's too much on me then. But I didn't
So don't
realize
put
that
so much
it's so
liquid
important.
foundation. So liquid foundation is half your coverage. Powder to set it is half your coverage. If you feel like the powder is making it too much, that means you've got too much liquid foundation on. So you need to put less liquid foundation on then. But if you don't seal your base, then it's going to be moving around and puttering and getting greasy and disappearing on you. I'm just dipping my brush back into the warm sand to just go over my contours. So I have just contoured and highlighted by just doing a normal base and bringing in some warmth with a warmer face powder. Now you can see that peaches and cream in my skin is very much already there. So when I want to now hit a blush over this, it won't be very intense. I'll just have that from within body feeling. So
So Hijab is asking whether translucent powder is better for setting foundation. Should one be using that?
Yeah, you can. Of course, everybody uses translucent powders. You can you can use a translucent powder. You can use a slight, like what I like about the Body Shop colors is they've got a slight. Let me just see if I can pick it up without dropping it for you. 1 second. And I'm finished. Okay. So it's got a very nice, like a desi tone to it. You see it? It's not that funny yellow of the Laura Mercier. It's not so white like a lot of the other powders, which everybody says doesn't have a cast, but I think it has a slight cast. What I like about this is it's like desi skin, and the warmer one works really well for warmer desi skin, and with warm sand, I've rarely had an issue where I can't get these powder foundations to work on desis. So I just like the peachy tone it brings to your skin, right?
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't go further with my cheeks just yet. I would finish my eyes and lips, and then I would decide how much more do I need on my cheeks, yeah? So let's crack on with the eyes.
Done. So, Bina, I wanted to ask you, and might sound like a bit of a silly question, but with all like Corona happening and all these masks coming out right now, how important are your eyes now? I feel like we have to learn how to do eye makeup more and more because our lips will be covered.
So, what I always think is that people who, cover their heads or do niqab must be going, well, we fine. We got inbuilt masks.
Yeah.
So, in the same way that those beautiful Arab ladies do that elaborate, crazy eye makeup, there's a reason why, we have this idea that Arab ladies have very, very elaborate eye makeup, but there's a reason behind it, right? That's what's showing. So, they're going to make the most out of the features that are showing. Of course, they also have very beautiful eyes as well. That is not.
But like even with me, like I always when I go out, I'll just do a default like red lipstick and then I don't need to do anything. So I'm like, okay, I'm set. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in so much trouble. I have to learn how to do my eyes.
Well, I'm going to show you a really easy way to do your eyes. It's like super duper easy, I would say. So it's a cheaty way to do your eyes. Like it's hard to mess this up. Okay? So having said that, now I'm totally going to mess it up on camera. What do you say? Set myself up for a fall there, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to take a brown eye pencil. This is Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer. And what I love about it is it's the twist up. So that's really easy to use. And I'm just going to, not with any major effort, I'm just going to get the brown right near my lashes. I won't come on the inside. Just let me know if I'm, often you get so involved in what you're doing, you do this and you watch it later and you're like, everybody was saying, can't see Bina, can't see Bina, can't see Bina.
No, you're fine right now.
So just warn me. I'm taking a chutti from looking at comments today. So do let me know if anybody needs anything closer or explained a bit better.
Yeah, you got me and let me know any of the questions that are coming in.
Okay. So you can see.
So people are asking about the blush brush again.
Sorry?
So a lot of people are asking about the blush brush that you use again.
Oh, it's just a real technique. Oh, the blush brush? Or when I make the cream blush?
The blush brush.
Blush brush was just a Real Techniques blush brush. Just a small blush brush.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any great science to a blush brush, no? You could do it with something big, you could do it with something small. So I don't think you have to worry too hard about that one. Okay, so you can see I'm doing my liner. Like, let's not even say a liner. I'm kind of just putting dots next to my lash line. It's nothing at all elaborate. I'm just going dot, 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 dot. But I'm leaving this inner bit alone. Okay? And I'm going to just really lightly at the base of my lashes. So let's say almost like kajal, but not the whole waterline, just the absolute outer edge of the waterline. So you could even technically do your kajal and then remove some of it. So this is a pretty ugly stage. You know, I kind of like to call this my female politician eye. You know, nobody like blends their eye makeup when they're in politics. I don't know what that's about. I really want to get in there and like fix their makeup half the time. Okay, now you can.
We should get you a contract for the National Assembly.
I'm good.
I think we should get you a contract for the National Assembly.
Thank you. I think I'm okay. Not doing that. Okay, I'm taking a small brush, and you can take even a Q-tip. Wait, let me see if I can grab a Q-tip so you guys can stop obsessing over the brushes. So I'm taking a cotton bud, and I'm just gonna soften this, soften this, soften this, and this. So no great science to it, just sticking that in and making it softer. Okay?
So Bina, inside you're not really doing the kajal look, but you just got it on the outer edges,
inside,
right?
yeah. So
okay.
Look, you can see my waterline is clean. I've just touched the absolute edges of the lashes.
Got it.
Just something really, really small and soft. And now I'm going to take a dinky brush. You could even take a Q-tip if you wanted. And I'm going to soften this with a bronze. Now, you can get any bronze you like. I'm going to use a bronze from the Narcissist. From the Narcissist. The Instagram handle is Narcissist. And even when they sort of have a lot of products, it's Narcissist. So I keep forgetting to call them Nas, and I end up calling them Narcissist. But any bronze you guys have, I'm going to take just, you know, that kind of great desi bronze. And I'm just going to would you like me to do with a Q-tip or should I do it with a brush? You guys choose.
Maybe Q-tip so then everyone can do it.
Okay. So.
What's easier?
Either. So here's a Q-tip. I'm sticking it into that bronze. And I'm just going to go over this. Ever so slightly and rub it up. Once you automatically get this really nice finish, then I'm going to go over what I did down here too. So what ends up happening is it looks like it's a bronze, but in actuality, you've got this brown behind it, which gives it some shading that you didn't have to do. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that same Q-tip.
Hey, Bina, can you do the other one with the brush?
Yeah. Same thing.
People can know. Yeah.
Gonna stick that brush in and just go over that and then just rub it upwards. Oh, great rocket science here.
And is it brown metallic or matte? I think it's matte, right?
What, the brown underneath? This is bronze.
Yes.
Not bronze.
Bronze, yeah.
Bronze is, yeah, a little metallic, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going over what we did here. So the brown behind gives you a little bit of depth, as you can see. And the bronze on top of it just gives it that multi-dimension that you may or may not multi-dimensionality. That's a tongue twister. It gives that dimensionality that you know, you're looking for, but it gives it in like the simplest way, right?
It's already looking much deeper and it's looking nice.
Nice, right? Okay, then you go back to your highlighter. Whichever highlighter you used, I used the Rodial one. So let me just see where I've dropped it down because I did. It's on the floor. I did hear something fall, and of course it was going to be the one thing that I needed. So let me just pick that up. So you could use any old brush now for this. You could use your fingers for this. I don't think everybody should be so obsessed with like tools and stuff. And, I'm sure, you can use I do a lot of ungli makeup, as I call it, right? But if you have a brush, I think everybody has a big fluffy eyeshadow brush. What we're going to do is we're going to take that same highlighter, just going to stick my brush into it. I'm going to go over my brows. How are we doing for time, Sarah?
We have 6 minutes left. We'll have to come back live.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Bina, have you done anything to your eyebrows as well?
Nope, nothing. So I'm just sweeping
Very
that
nice.
highlighter on the brow bone, on the underneath eye, and then bringing it into the cheekbone. People don't do this enough. I do it here, then I bring it onto the cheekbone, then I come back up. So it gives your whole eye like this perky brightness. And with this empty-ish brush, I'm just going to go into the socket to soften the bronze upwards. Right now, if you
Sorry,
want to
so hi, Sheru. Sheru's just joined us, so I want to say hi to him because he's saying hi. You know HSY as well, Bina.
Oh, yeah, sure. How's he doing? Hi.
How are you, Sheru? Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so I'm going to take a quick mascara since we really don't have time. I'll crack on real quick. Everybody knows how to do mascara, but it's nice to try and open your eyes. So you want to go upwards, inwards, and outwards. So you want to think of your lashes like a fan. Up. And you can kind of get it on the base, blink, wiggle, wiggle, and slowly raise up. Look up, get the base and the root, close your eyes, wiggle, wiggle, take it straight up. And when you do that, it kind of fans out the lashes. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So you get.
You don't curl your lashes before, right?
No, I don't. I've ordered a curler because I kind of, okay, so here's my point. Mascara is drying you, right? Drying down. I always get it on my inside of my nose. Did I do it? I didn't do it. That's rare. Okay, so blink into it, wiggle, wiggle, up. Blink into it, wiggle, wiggle, out. Blink into it, wiggle, wiggle, in. And you can see how that just automatically opens your eye out like a lot. And the thing is, what I feel with mascara is it's drying karak, right? It's drying into a shape. So if you're slow and you sort of hold it into the shape you want it to dry in, right? Like if I just hang around here for a few seconds, look.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
So, Bina, how can I ask you about the under lashes? Because I always have trouble with that because it looks like spider then, if I sometimes do it. So I usually end up not.
Do the underlash. I'll always do it afterwards, right? And so you do your underlash, and if you find that it's looking like too much, yeah, just take your finger and run it along the tips.
Okay.
But I feel like it gives a very smoldery, nice look. Okay, either you would pick up the Q-tip you used, or you're going to use the little brush, and just make sure that any mascara fallout that you may have, just use it. Just shove it into the inner edge. I'm just making sure. Right, so that's a super quick eye. Can't be quicker than this, right? Okay, then I would suggest you just take a cool color, any cool brown.
Okay, Bina, we have like 3 minutes left. I just wanted to chime in and tell you that.
Let's see. Tell me when there's 1 minute left. I might beat the clock.
Okay.
I think we can finish, by the way. So I will do the lipstick really in a minute. So I think we can make it in an hour. If you want to come back, I'm game, but up to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to rush you. Whatever you're comfortable with.
I think I can get it done because I've already got the brown on my lips. Okay, so you take a grayish powder and you just put it into your brows for a little something, something. Okay. Now
Ladies,
I've
we
already
will
got the
save this,
brown on my
don't
neck,
worry.
right? So like I was showing you guys, you want a brown base into which you put your peach. So I already have the brown, right? Which was the NYX Lip Lingerie in number 18. But any old brown, like a good desi brown, we've got millions of these, every girl does. So your first trick is...
Do you remember years ago, Bina, when we used to all use Body Shop terracotta? I don't know if you did that as
Oh
well,
my
but I
God,
remember in like,
terracotta, rosewood, and black
yeah.
something. Blackcurrant maybe?
Yeah, but I remember I was a terracotta fan. I sometimes wonder why.
Okay, there's the brown. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with that scary orange that we were talking about. Okay, and I'm just going to use my finger and put it into my brown. So I can turn it peachy-ish.
So nice.
So before your liquid lipstick, the brown dries, put that peach in. And then I think we can carry that color off once you have the brown base, right? So however bright you want it to get, just keep adding. But I feel like nobody would say to you that you're wearing a brown. You're definitely wearing a peach. But the brown base is making it possible for you to carry that off. And then the last thing I always do is I take a brush and I stick it in my mouth. Yeah. And I just make sure it's not too blobby on my hand. And I bring that tone right into my cheeks. See that?
Who knew? I never knew this trick. Thanks.
One of my faves. I do it all the time with every makeup. Because then it kind of marries things together really well. Don't you think?
I love it.
And there you have it, a quick Eid look. Now if you want to add intensity to it, you could put more brown kajal in your eye, you could do a black kajal, but I think it's really nice to keep things, and if you want to do little tricks to tie things together like that extra dimension blush, it could be cool to just take a little on your finger and pop that on the inside of your eye. Look. See what that did? Just a little on the inside of the eye, a little bit up here if you like. Just so you kind of, bring all your tones together. If you want it to be a little bit ombre-ish, I see we have 1 minute remaining, so a little bit ombre-ish, you could pop a bit on your lid too. Just for, to give the bronze. Can you see what it's doing to the bronze? It's just lifting
more
that
definition.
bronze.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Right, so there's so many ways to play with just a few products, and I think as long as you do the browniness, your peachy look will come together. So guys, send
Thank
me your
you so much,
recreations.
Bina.
Send the recreations, and the 3 best people will get giveaways, which we will publicize widely.
Thank you so much, Bina. I love this session as well, and I'm actually going to try it myself as well. And thank you. I just want to tell people that we will put it on our newsfeed as well at Studio by TCS. You can watch it there. It's up for 24 hours. After that, you can come onto our newsfeed and watch it.
Somehow
But please send all videos.
get it on their newsfeed, you can come to my newsfeed. I'll have it up for sure.
Okay. Great.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bina.
I hope you guys had fun.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.